I'm not doing the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Crest Trail or the Continental Divide Trail. I am staying close to home. As many of you may have guessed, I'm going to be doing the Arizona Trail. At least that's the first trail that I'll be doing this year. Hopefully, I'll be able to get in more. I'm actually living in an Arizona Trail town, so the trail goes right through town. It's actually probably maybe like a quarter mile right over there, the Arizona National Scenic Trail. And I'm really excited. I'm excited to get back out on the trail. I'm excited for the Arizona Trail. I haven't done a lot of desert hiking in the past. I'm excited to do more of it, since a lot of my hiking has been up and down the East Coast, thousands and thousands of miles up and down the East Coast. 800 miles of Arizona, from the Mexico border all the way up through the mountains, through the high desert, through the middle desert, and through the low desert, all the way up to the Utah border. I am starting this trail in April, which is actually, I guess, sort of late. Probably more people try and start this trail around now, maybe mid-March or even late March. So I'm starting it a little bit later, both because it gives me time to save a little bit of extra money for the trail, and also, if I start a little bit later, then it'll be a little bit warmer and I can ultimately carry less. So in the past weeks and whatever, even months, last year I was hoping to do the Arizona Trail. So I've been thinking about this for at least a year, really thinking and planning it loosely. But the past weeks I've been going just nuts over gear. How can I do this trail lighter weight? How can I carry less? How can I do something that interests me in regards to gear? And I think Arizona is the perfect place for it. It is the desert, so I'm not really going to be dealing with a whole lot of rain. For those of you out there looking to go super light on a through hike and who have the experience to do so, I think the Arizona Trail is something that can be done in that way. Since I'm living in Arizona, I do have the opportunity to, if something were to go wrong, or if I were to get sick or something, or, if I just wasn't feeling great, I do have the opportunity to get picked up and come back home. I think that is pretty important to the times. I'm, only a day's drive away from the southern terminus, essentially, so I can easily just drive there, get dropped off, and my girlfriend can drive back home while I'm left to hike. Part of the reason why I didn't do it last year and why I didn't really push to do it southbound in the fall just recently, a few months ago, was closures because of fire. Now, a lot of those closures are still in place, maybe even all of them. Fortunately, the Arizona Trail Association has put out a really great guide to what is closed, what is open, how you can get around those closures. So I'm going to just be sticking by the books. I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers or anything. Even the first mile of the Arizona Trail is currently closed to hikers because of border wall construction. Though I've heard that the construction has totally stopped, there is no border wall, there's nothing really going on down there. The AZTA still says it's closed, so I'm going to go to a different marker on the Mexico border, which the Arizona Trail Association has been nice enough to detail out in their plans to through hikers in 2021. So although there are a lot of closures, I'm going to be walking around them, whether that's on roads, whether that's on other trails. I have no plans on hitchhiking at all during this trail. I have no plans on getting rides during this trail unless something seriously goes wrong, in which case I'll call my girlfriend. Thank you, Lotus. Ultimately, I'm just happy to be getting out on the trail. I'm happy to be experiencing landscapes that I haven't seen a whole ton of before. Arizona, now that I'm living here, is more beautiful than I ever could have imagined. Now, since I am starting later, and since this is the desert, one of my biggest concerns, other than closures and how to reroute around those, and other than the pandemic and how to stay safe while doing this, is the heat and the water. I'm starting in April, and it is going to be starting to get a little bit hotter, so I am really trying to consider that when it comes to setting up my gear, both with the amount of water that I'm bringing. This obviously isn't everything water-wise, but the water that I'm bringing to hopefully combat the heat and the long water carries in the desert, and just really trying to go through my gear both with a super ultralight mindset, but also I'm trying to be as self-sufficient as possible, and I'm trying to be safe. So coming up, you can look forward to a gear list and the gear that I'm going to be using on the Arizona Trail, and a lot of the gear that I'm using in 2021. A lot has changed with my backpacking setup. A lot of the stuff that I've been using for a very long time has kind of just gotten too old, and I am now starting to replace it with things that I think are better. So new gear is coming up. So as for the rest of my year, 2021, I really am trying to stay close to home. I really am trying to do trails that are a little bit shorter, that don't require as much commitment. And this year, I'm not trying to plan too many things in advance, though I do have a lot on my mind that is pretty close to here that I can do. Some of that I'll be doing solo, and some of that I'll be doing with my girlfriend Lotus. Hopefully we have some great hikes coming up this year, both on trails and maybe also some routes here and there. Just wanted to give you guys an update on what was coming up and what I'm up to. As always, if there's something you want to know or something you want to see, leave it down in the comments below. Send me an email, send me a message on Instagram. I would love to get back to you. Or if it's something I feel I could make a full video about that would be beneficial to everyone, I would love to do that as well. The Arizona Trail is coming up quick. I'm trying to gear up. I'm trying to finalize my plans, and I'm just really excited for it. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.